Hi there, it's Melissa and I'm back today with a layout that I made for Sizzix UK. I used the Tim Holtz Biggs Garden Greens die, which is that one there, and I used the sketch by Laura Rumble of beads, buttons and birds that she posted on Instagram, and she designed the sketch and I just loved it so much and I thought it was perfect for this die. So that's how the die comes. It's a Biggs die, so it's like a large square with foam piece, and then you've got the cutting blades in the foam. And I'm using the new Take Me Away collection by Paige Evans for Pink Paisley. I think this was the first layout that I made with it. I know I've posted a layout already, but this was the first layout, and as always, it's quite hard to work with a new collection because if you're anything like me, you just don't want to cut anything up. But when I saw this beautiful paper, and it's like watercolor brush strokes, I just loved it so much, and I thought it would work really well for that triangular piece on the left of the sketch. So I just kind of eyeballed where I wanted it, marked it with my fingernail, and this is my photo. It was a 4x6, but the sketch showed two small square photos, but I wanted to go with this larger photo because I just love how it works with this collection. So rather than cut it in half, I just cut it down so it was, I don't even know what size it was. I just trimmed it till it looked right. And as always, I'm adding a white cardstock mat. I actually stuffed this up the first time and I cut it out, but I just put it on crooked, pulled it back off and did it again. So that's why it looks a bit disjointed here. Just trimming off the edges with my scissors. Often I find that's the easiest way to do it, unless it's a really big photo. Using the trimmer can sometimes emphasize that you haven't stuck it on correctly or straight. So I got the 6x6 paper pad and I just adore this collection. The colors are amazing, the phrases are beautiful, and I love that piece there with the green and pink kind of ombre effect. So I'm just going through to make sure I'm absolutely wanting to use that piece, and I am, but this is a good chance for you to see what you get in the pad as well. I love 6x6 paper pads, they're so versatile, and I love that you can get the entire paper collection for just a fraction of the cost. So here I'm working out what part of this paper I want to be layered behind my photo, and in the end you don't actually see that much of it, it's just a hint, but it is so stunning. I wish I had a larger piece. So I got the large 12x12 papers from this collection. I got a paper pack from Click Kits, but for the embellishments and the 6x6 paper pad, I got it from the Paper Teapot, which is an online and I think may even be an open store in Christchurch. So to have this collection here in New Zealand is really, really exciting. The Paper Teapot is something I've just discovered recently, and if you haven't checked it out and you're here in New Zealand, I'd highly recommend it because she gets a lot of recent, really trendy collections in. So yeah, I'll put the link below. Okay, so I spent a bit of time just fussing with getting this piece of paper the size I wanted. I decided to add a doily behind my photo just to break up all the straight lines, and just adhering that with double-sided tape, or so I thought anyway at this point. Then I realised I wanted to add some dimension because when I add the leaves in, you're going to see this layout's quite flat. So once again, I'm just using my scrap chipboard from the 12x12 chipboard sheet. I'm nearly at the end of this now. It's done so many layouts. I just take the sticker backing off, add some Tombow, and then I add Tombow to the top as I'm doing there and glue it down, and it's perfect. It provides a perfect amount of dimension. And it's great because I hate throwing away a whole lot of stuff. So it's good to use up everything that, as scrapbookers we love to buy, don't we? So it's good to use up everything that we buy. So I'm just looking at the positioning of that paper, and the sketch also showed a cluster of embellishment and papers up on the top right corner. So I decided to cut some banners into these pieces. These are just offcuts from the piece that I used behind my photo and behind that doily. And I love the sketch so much that I wanted to stay true to it. So now I'm doing my favourite technique again with my new watercolours. I hadn't done any mixed media for a really long time. I mean, I don't even know if I'd call this mixed media because it's just watercolours with the packaging technique, and then later on I sprinkle some gold colour shine. But anyway, I'll claim it as mixed media for me anyway. So I was just trying to match that yellow to the tone of yellow on the paper. So I've just added a couple of different shades of yellow and some white in to tone it down. And I'm just going to put that behind my photo, or behind the layers of my photo, and also up where that little cluster is. And I just love how random the packaging technique is, and you always end up with a good result. So then I wanted to add some pink as well, and I think I've said before that the last 3 layouts that I've made with these watercolours have all been pink and yellow, so for my next layout I'm going to push myself to stay away from that a bit and venture out, so I'll be brave. So I'm just adding those splatters. I didn't want to overdo it, I just wanted just a little bit, just in the areas of where I've put the yellow. And then, just because I'm impatient and I don't have much time at the moment to waste, so because I'm working quite a lot, I've got to work as much as possible now before I have this baby. So right, back to the layout. I'm adhering with Tombow, and I'm using liquid adhesive on this piece because of the small piece at the top. I've been having real battle with my sewing machine. I did think about sewing it down, but in the end I decided not to. Just checking that those pink splatters are dry, and nearly coming up to my favourite part of scrapbooking, which is embellishing. So I'm just making sure I'm happy with the placement of this, and I'm adhering the entire thing down with double-sided tape. So this photo was taken, we had a picnic one night, and so it was a surprise for the kids. I actually made a mini album about this, and you may have seen it on my blog or on my Instagram. And so this photo I love so much, I got it printed at, larger than what I had printed at home. And I just love it so much. It's got the sun shining down on the kids. It's a lake that's really close to our house, and that's just after we had dinner. They just went and played by the lake. So these are the garden greens. I didn't use the fern one, I just used the leaf one. And I've cut some of them up, so don't be afraid to alter your dies or die cuts to make them work for you. And I've glued some of them down, and I have used little tiny pop dots behind them as well. So while I'm doing this, I thought I'd tell you a bit about myself at the moment. So I'm 29 weeks pregnant. I'm still sick. I still feel nauseous every day. I still throw up occasionally. Sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's any time. Pregnancy is quite a struggle for me, and this is my 4th baby, so I'm finding that it's harder on your body the more children you have. Well, it is for me anyway. So I'm really focused on work at the moment. I have my own business, and I'm wanting to get the jobs that I have. I'm a town planning consultant, so I'm wanting to finish up all the jobs that I have for clients and make sure they're done in time. I'm really loving creating as an escape from, I guess, work and nausea, although, I still create when I'm feeling sick. But yeah, it's challenging, but definitely creating and focusing on beautiful memories that we have as a family helps me get through this pregnancy. So I've got 11 weeks to go. I'm pretty excited. We don't know what the baby is, which is the best thing in the world. And yeah, just looking forward to enjoying the next few weeks is before the baby comes, because it's the last time that Brielle will be my little baby. So I'm wanting to make sure that I spend quality time with her and with the other 2 kids as well. So that's me. I've been making quite a lot of process videos lately. I've been filming pretty much everything I make, and I'm really enjoying it. I found that when I was really sick, I just didn't have the energy for hardly anything, and I had to force myself to be creative and force myself to I guess make the occasional video. So yeah. So now I'm just embellishing, and I've added a leaf to the top there. I did look at using these chipboard pieces, and I couldn't make them work with this layout. I mean, they are gorgeous, but they're quite girly. I didn't want to overdo the girliness too much. I know the colours are girly and everything, and I didn't really want to take away from the focus, which is the photo and the leaves. So what I'm doing is using 3 of these beautiful buttons from the button pack from the collection. And I love that Paige puts buttons in her collections. They are just gorgeous. And then I went into my stash because I needed something else because I couldn't make the chipboard work. So I found these sequins. They could have been from a paper bakery kit years ago. I don't know. I just keep everything. And they were the perfect shade of pink, blue, and kind of green to work. So I didn't show you me gluing them down because that's really not, I don't think it's interesting. I've said that before. And now I'm moving on to my journaling, and I've cut some of it out because I think I got a message on my phone. I don't want that to be seen. So I'm just journaling about what we did and how the 3 of them enjoyed their time by the lake. So I added my date stamp, and I used gold stamping ink because I didn't want it black. I didn't want it to be too full on and compete. I want it to be subtle. And my final step was to add some gold Heidi Swap Colour Shine. I had a bit of a battle with it really. I shook it a lot, but I still got really large drops and quite watery. But anyway, it all works out, I find, when it dries. And I did blot some of it out to get rid of some of the water. Well, it seems like a water residue. So that's my final layout. I hope you enjoyed. I loved making it, and really looking forward to making some more projects with this gorgeous collection. I just want to welcome my new subscribers. I'm really grateful that you're here, and yeah, I'm a bit sporadic, but when I'm feeling good, I'm making videos. When I'm feeling bad or sick, I'm, obviously struggling, but my intention is eventually just to get things back to normal here on my channel. So thank you so much, and I will be back again soon.